I'm Melissa Miles, and I'm the Executive Director of the New Jersey Environmental Justice Alliance. New Jersey has many environmental justice communities. In terms of overburdened communities, we have almost 300 in the state as defined by the Department of Environmental Protection. Some of the main cities in New Jersey would be considered environmental justice communities. We're talking about places like Newark, Camden, Rahway, Linden, Orange, Jersey City. They all bear the burden of the historic industries of New Jersey, which serve to support the region really. But those industries were concentrated in low income and Black and brown communities, and we deal with that legacy today. What I love about Community Climate Shift is that, it's really looking at how communities can lead this process. I'm pretty happy to have this group of folks to support me in thinking about what types of projects I want to bring to our communities. And so for me, this is about, I have the privilege, the opportunity, and the mandate to sit in a room with a group of people from across sectors to think about where are the opportunities, where are the threats, in what direction we might want to go, and then to be able to take that back to communities and co-design a project. In 2020, New Jersey passed the Environmental Justice Cumulative Impacts Law. The regulations for that law didn't come into effect until about a month ago. The law, when it was passed, it took about 2 years from the bill being introduced to the law being passed. Then it took another 2 years from the law being passed to the regulations being enforceable. It had been first introduced like maybe 8 or 9 years earlier. So that's a pretty long span of time for community groups, particularly New Jersey Environmental Justice Alliance, along with partners, to never let the banner drop of the necessity for a cumulative impacts law that protects people based on their exposures and their vulnerabilities. Some of the main ones are heat and flooding, which are worsened by a lack of tree canopy, also by the levels of air pollution that plague many communities throughout New Jersey. We have the region's largest port. We have the region's largest incinerator. We have sewage treatment plants. We have the airport. The challenges, I think, begins with energy itself. Because when we're talking about building decarbonization, a big chunk of that is how energy is used in the built environment. So low-income communities of color in New Jersey are already paying an outsized amount of their income towards energy. Very often they are living in older housing stock. In cities like Newark, the majority of the folks living there are renters. So, first they're paying more of their income, and then their housing stock, the condition of it may mean that heating costs, cooling costs are higher. And then because they're renters, they're not qualifying for some of those energy efficiency programs and solar programs. And then to top it all off, those same communities are hosting the energy infrastructure, the polluting energy infrastructure. At the end of the day, we're fighting finance more than anything else, so it's gonna be really challenging. I think this is a really good moment for philanthropy to look at community-based organizations as centers of gravity for the climate and environmental justice movements. None of this works without people, and we need collaborative efforts, obviously, but relationship building takes time. It's longer than campaigns. It's longer than funding cycles. Community Climate Shift is an opportunity for frontline grassroots organizations to collaborate with their communities with the support of foundations, technical assistance organizations, and decision makers.